Hey everybody, Mort here. I wanted to do a review of 3 of the delivery apps I've used, that lesser known apps: Dlivrd, Veho, and Dispatch. Veho is a package delivery app, which will be the main focus of this video. Dispatch is more like roadie. I never really got to do a delivery with Dispatch. It was just too bad in my market. But I've heard that they've had good things in other markets. I will warn you that you do have to pay a $40 or $50 background fee, which I didn't mind paying. Wasn't a big deal to me, but I know to some people that would be a deal breaker. And lastly, there's Dlivrd, which is a food catering app that had a few offers in my area, and I'll make a separate video on that one. But first, let's start off with Veho. Veho was the one I did the most of these, which is why I wanted to make it. And they have a lot of opportunities in various cities, and they're a growing company, so you might be aware of them, might not be. Kim's got a video, but let's go into Veho. Okay, so my routes would be listed here if I had picked a route for today, which I haven't, or if I was doing a route. Route offering would be here. That usually starts about 6 p.m., 7 p.m. every night. And they have a messaging session, pretty good messages. They're really on top of it for messages compared to other routes. Account, we won't go into. I'm not going to show you all the personal information, but yeah, it's relatively straightforward and simple, which is, and it's functional. I didn't really have much problems with the app. I thought some of the things they did was smart. Like, they actually have you take a separate picture of the address number and where you left the package, which I thought was pretty smart. And so overall for the app, it works, it's functional. I give them a pretty good grade of it. It does what they need it to do. But there's a lot of things I don't give them a good grade for. Let's go to pay, and pay. Pay is not usually like that. Pay is usually like this: $48 for 2.5 hours. And the times are always wrong, and they're always more. Like this would probably be 3 hours. And this one would probably be 4. It doesn't include your time to drive to these places. It doesn't account for traffic. These are arbitrary numbers. They're arbitrary numbers that they just make up. And then let's go. Now, when they first start at night, they're like this, but they do increase. So, and the increases aren't often good, like 65, 78. But as time goes on, like if they get to 12 p.m. the next day, all of a sudden they might increase significantly. But I don't think you're going to see these numbers. In fact, this is why I don't do the route. It's because I don't see any numbers like this on there anymore. So it's become pointless to me, because maybe I'll see 100 or 90. But to me, that's not enough because of the next problem with because of what I said of those large, heavy packages. And the other problem, too, I had with them is they charge you for a supplemental insurance. Something that should be your decision if you want to pay for that, but they take the choice out of your hands, even though you're supposedly an independent contractor. But they say, yeah, we're going to charge you $2, $3, $4 every time you do a route for supplemental injury insurance, occupational hazard, something like that. I just don't think that's something they should be able to do. I think that's something you should do on your own if you want to do it, and if you don't want to do it, then you don't. Nobody else, DoorDash and Grubhub and Uber, they aren't making you do that, so I don't know why you'd have to do that for Veho. But that's kind of the problem I found with Veho, is like, you're really an employee, you're misclassified, you're going to their warehouse. When you get to their warehouse, you're not guaranteed the time they say. They could run late. They usually run 10, 15 minutes late. I've seen them run as much as an hour or two, but as time went on, they got pretty consistent, maybe 10, 15 minutes. And most of that was because it was hard for people to load a hatchback, because they had to put the packages in a specific order, because it would fill up the whole vehicle. If they would usually end up with a package or two on the front seat, compared to me, where I have a van, I took out the seats, I would just throw everything and go, because I had all the room in the world. Okay, so let's see, cities where you can find this route: Denver, Dallas, Chicago. And if you go to the Veho website, I'm sure you can find everywhere they are. They advertise a lot on Craigslist and markets they're trying to get some influence into, and they're expanding. I've seen them in Milwaukee now, a couple other cities, Baltimore. They could be all over the place. Overall, if you're looking for another app and you're trying to get paid like $60, $70, $80 for 3 hours of work, I would recommend Veho. A word of caution, though, they weren't a real big fan of you doing other things at the same time. So, I mean, don't get your hopes too much up with this app. Like all the other apps, they want to pay you for as little as possible, and they just want to get as much work out of you as possible. But I mean, if you need $60, $70, it's a good app to check out. Otherwise, I'll make a video about Dlivrd, and then we should be good to go on a few of these smaller apps that I've tried out in the past. I just wanted to make a review video, so if anybody was looking into this app, they would have some type of knowledge about it. Anyways, have a great day. Thanks for watching the video.